Welcome to Season 2, Episode 12 of the Landmark Sports Show with John and Ann.
Special Friday edition.
Special Friday, and representing the Yankees.
We don't typically broadcast on Fridays. This is big.
Exactly.
It's a big day for us.
Yep. I can't even remember the last time we recorded on a Friday. I think it was last season.
We do Tuesdays, we do some Thursdays, occasionally a Monday.
Yeah.
Friday's a special deal.
Yep.
Looking forward to the weekend. We're psyched up.
Yep.
Good NFL weekend. Got some UFC stuff to talk about.
That's right.
Kick it off with the UFC.
Yep. Let's talk about Kelvin Gastelum knocking out Michael Bisping. Who called it? Who said Gastelum was going to knock out Bisping in the first round?
Somebody in this room right now called it.
It was me.
Good call. Good call. I tried to go for Bisping, but good call.
Yeah, I told you. It was a huge knockout in the first round. Like, ooh. It was... Gastelum, he goes like, boom, boom, 1-2. And Bisping goes out cold.
And like you told me, right? Bisping has no chin.
That's right, not anymore. And Michael Bisping says he has one more fight left, but he wants to do it in March on the England card.
Okay. What happened to Anytime, Anywhere, Bisping?
Well, I mean, he just got knocked out.
True. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Question for somebody that doesn't know as much about UFC. When we say somebody has like a weak chin or a strong chin, is that something that a guy can develop or work on, or is that just something you're born with, like just the ability to take a punch?
I actually think it's something that you might be born with.
Yeah, because I would think like it's not like you can work out your face, right? Like I think it's just you either have a strong chin or you don't, right?
Exactly. You can't condition that chin.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I wonder what the science is behind that. Just not likely to get knocked out versus likely to get knocked out, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think there's like a toughness element to it or not really?
I'm not sure actually. I think there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I assume Bisping is a tough guy. And
he is. There's a lot of tough guys with chins out there. That's why they don't get knocked out.
Right.
I mean, look at Stephen Thompson. He almost got knocked out by Tyron Woodley at UFC 205. And he came back.
Connor's got a strong chin, right?
Connor, yeah. Even though he got rocked by Nate Diaz.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right. Should we move on to UFC 218 tomorrow night?
Some predictions.
That's right. Folks, tomorrow night, UFC 218. It is a rematch between Max Holloway versus Jose Aldo for the featherweight title.
That's right. That's a big fight. We're excited for that.
Yep. Rematch? Why rematch? They fought? Oh, man, I didn't know. Oh, wait, yes, I did. They fought back last year. They fought in June of UFC 212 in Brazil.
Tell me about that fight.
I won 3-0 against you on that card.
That was that one.
Yeah.
I remember that one. That was a tough week for me.
He was kind of hoping I wouldn't bring it up.
He didn't even tell me he was going to. He just sprung that on me.
Yup. Surprises, especially since the market period ends today. You teachers didn't tell us about this last week.
Well, it's true.
All right, but that. We're not talking about no market periods. All right, so
who won the last one? Who won last? Aldo Holloway.
Max Holloway.
Holloway won it.
Yeah, you picked Aldo. I picked Holloway.
Yeah.
Third round knockout.
Aldo let me down.
Just like Nate Marquardt.
What about this time around? What do you think?
I think Holloway is gonna do it again. Except I think it's gonna be earlier stoppage.
Really?
I think it's gonna be an earlier stoppage. First round knockout. I think.
He's just gonna throw, and Aldo's gonna get knocked out.
Exactly.
Why do you think that?
Cause I don't think Aldo has. I don't think he has heart for the sport anymore.
He's a little older, right? How old is he?
He's like 29 or 30.
Yeah, that's not that old.
I know, but sometimes like when you lose the title and you go 1-2 in your last 3 fights, you kind of lose your momentum, and sometimes you just don't have the feeling for MMA anymore.
So who's the champ right now?
Holloway.
And Aldo's what?
The challenger.
What is he ranked?
1, I think.
Oh, okay. So he's the number 1 challenger.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if you remember, Frankie Edgar was supposed to fight Max Holloway.
That's right. And he got injured.
Yeah. Most likely Frankie will get the title shot when he's healthy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So you're taking Holloway.
Yep.
I'm not making the same mistake twice. I'm also taking Holloway. I'm going with you.
All right. So a heavyweight co-main event between Alistair Overeem and Francis Ngannou. Niganda is 32. He's like 30 or 31 in the sport. He's young.
Mm-hmm.
And people are saying he's going to be the future heavyweight champion. Quite personally, I don't think so.
Who's heavyweight champ right now?
Stipe Miocic.
Oh, that's right.
My dude.
Yeah, that's your dude.
Yup. But ultimately, Francis Ngannou has power, and I think he's going to knock out Overeem. I think it's going to be a second-round knockout, Francis Ngannou.
All right, I'm going against you. I'm going Overeem. I'm saying it's going to go the whole way. He's going to outlast him.
Okay.
It's going to be a decision.
Okay. And then here is this is going to be fight of the night. I already know this. Former UFC lightweight champion, former Bellator lightweight champion, Eddie Alvarez is taking on former World Series of Fighting lightweight champion, and he is undefeated, Justin the Highlight Gaethje.
Great nickname, Highlight.
Yeah.
What's Alvarez's nickname?
I think it's the Underground King.
Yeah, not as good as the Highlight.
I like that nickname, though. I like both nicknames. It's pretty good. But Alvarez doesn't really use it. He just gets announced Eddie Alvarez.
Okay.
So, who do I have for this fight? I love both guys, but I think Eddie's time in this sport is coming up soon. Because he can't keep taking that much damage in every fight. So, I'm going to go with the Highlight, Justin Gaethje.
All right, I think that Eddie Alvarez still has a little bit left in the tank, so I'm going against you on this one too. We're same on Holloway, but I'm going with Eddie Alvarez, and I'm going with an early knockout, first or second round.
Okay, I'm gonna go 3-0 again. Let's do this.
We'll see. If you go 3-0, at least that'll mean I'll go 1-2 because we'll get Holloway.
You went 1-2 at UFC 212.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go 3-0.
All right, we'll find out. You're on a roll.
Yup. All right. So, before we get into NFL Week 13 predictions, we need to talk about something that blew my mind when I read this.
Mine too.
Folks, we said this last week. Ben McAdoo needs to get fired. And this time, he crossed the line.
Yep.
He needs to go. I hope he is watching this. Go away, McAdoo.
Yeah. I hope he's watching it too.
Yeah. You benched Eli Manning after he was supposed to start his 211th consecutive start? Are you serious?
It's disrespectful.
It really is. He just disrespected Eli. He disrespected the Giants. He disrespected everybody in the league.
Yeah.
Because have you seen Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers?
Mm-hmm.
They've said that that's a disgrace to the Giants team, and McAdoo needs to get fired.
Yeah, a bunch of ex-Giants players too. Like Carl Banks is like a real high-profile ex-Giants player. He came out really strong on Twitter talking about it. And a lot of media members. I know Mike Francesa, who I know he's a big watcher of the show. Hey, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
He got really, really upset on his show.
Yeah, I'm upset too. Even Victor Cruz got mad.
Yeah. And this is what I would say, that Giants fans, I think that there's like an emotional attachment to Eli, right? So naturally Giants fans are going to be upset. But me as an Eagles fan, and my sister, she's a big football fan, big Eagles fan, she felt the same way, my dad. Like, Eagles fans are really upset for Eli. Like, I think that what they did to him was not fair, right? I mean, the season is gone anyway. What are they, 2-9?
Yeah, exactly.
I think they're 2-9. The season's tanked. It's like, just let Eli play out the season without benching him for Geno Smith.
Exactly. Geno Smith out of everybody. Wow.
That's the worst part. If they were playing the rookie, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with it.
Exactly. If it was a rookie, nobody would have a problem with it. But Geno Smith, really...
It's just McAdoo has made poor decision after poor decision, and
exactly.
He just has shown himself not to be a good leader.
I mean, I think I heard the Giants owner is saying that within the next coming weeks, McAdoo might get fired.
Yeah, I think he will. I would guess he's not going to make it to the end of the year.
It's honestly the way that the Giants have treated Eli. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves.
I think he's going to be gone next year.
I mean, I hope he doesn't, but I think he's going to leave and go to another team.
Yeah, he's. My guess is he's going to do kind of what Peyton did, try to find a team that might be a quarterback away. Maybe like the Jaguars. I mean, Tom Coughlin's there.
Ooh.
So can you imagine Eli on the Jaguars?
Tom Coughlin loves Eli.
Yeah. So
Ooh, that would actually be pretty good.
Yeah.
That would be. As long as the Jaguars, I think they're going to make it to the playoffs. I think they're going to have a...
They are. That defense is legit.
They look good. I mean, they're surprising me. But McAdoo, he needs to get fired.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually hope Eli does go. I'm actually now changing my mind. I actually do hope Eli leaves the Giants, especially after the way they've treated him this season, after he's been playing good.
I can understand that as a Giants fan. You want him to be, like, treated right, you know?
Exactly.
And, I mean, Eli's a good guy. I think part of the reason the response to this was so strong is, like, he's always done things the right way, you know?
Exactly.
He never throws people under the bus. He hasn't been in trouble for anything. Like, he just seems like a genuinely decent guy.
He is.
So, we feel for you, Eli.
Yeah, sorry, Eli.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, just as long as Matt McAdoo goes away.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he definitely is going to get released before the season ends. Mark my words.
I think the general manager's gone, too.
Oh, of course. You got to get rid of the manager, too. He sucks.
Yeah.
The manager and McAdoo, I think they're getting fired. I think the manager will stay for the rest of the season, but McAdoo's going to get fired within the next week or two.
Yeah, I think you could be right. Especially if they go out and Gino plays really poorly, I wouldn't be surprised if they fire him after that. Because he's trying to sell this as like, oh, we want to get a look at Gino, when everyone knows Gino's not very good.
Exactly. He's not that great.
No. Well, so we're a little upset over here about Eli, but
Exactly. Now Phillip Rivers is going to take Eli's place for the most consecutive starts.
they came in the same year too. Them two with Big Ben.
Exactly.
Good quarterback draft class.
Hey.
Not quite like Carson Wentz, but you know.
Don't even remind me. All right. Folks, moving along from the bad news, let's get into our predictions.
Good games this weekend.
Yup. I picked them. And he helped me too. He actually picked the Eagles versus the Seahawks. And I'm thinking to myself, is that really going to be a good game? And then I look, and I'm thinking, wait, this is going to be a good game. Because the Seahawks are playing pretty good too.
They are. Russell Wilson's been having an incredible year.
Yeah. All right. So, let's get into our predictions.
Where do you want to start? Vikings, Falcons?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What do you think?
The first game is the Vikings against the Falcons. The Falcons are home. Who do I have for this game? Honestly, I'm going to go with the Vikings. I mean, they've been playing excellent this year. They beat Detroit in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. I think the Vikings are going to get this done.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I think the Falcons are a little fraudulent. I think they're a little weak. They're kind of hanging around, but the Vikings defense is really good. They can run the ball, which seems to be kind of like an equation that's working this year. So I have the Vikings too. I have them going into Atlanta, beating them, and keeping on rolling.
All right. Let's get into the next game. Eagles versus the Seahawks. We're going to save the best game for last.
Eagles are always the best game.
Because they whoop every team.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
Blah, 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 blah. All right. But Eagles against the Seahawks. Seahawks are at home, but that does not matter. John, this is your team. This is your game. You start it off.
My dad and I were talking about this the other day. The Seahawks haven't been underdog by more than a field goal at home since like 2012.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like rare air for them where people think that a team's going to go in there and beat them. But the Eagles are playing really good. Somewhere in the last 3 weeks, I kind of let my guard down. You know, like even when they were playing well about a month ago, I was like, I don't know. You know, like being a tortured Eagle fan, I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. But they're really just playing really good football right now. And I think the Seahawks have a lot of strengths, but their offensive line is not good. So I think that the Eagles can get some pressure on Russell Wilson. I think the fact that Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor are out, that helps, you know.
Oh, Richard Sherman's out?
Yeah, Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor both out.
Ooh.
So that really helps. So I think the Eagles are going to go in there. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm excited because I think the Eagles need a little bit of a test in the second half. They've been kind of on cruise control in the second half of games. And I got the Eagles winning by a touchdown.
Okay. I have the Eagles winning by 2 touchdowns.
All right.
I mean, just by looking at the way that they're playing this season, I don't know if I can doubt them anymore. I mean, they're playing serious this year. Mm-hmm. Carson Wentz, he should go to the Giants.
No, never. You can't have him.
Yeah. What if he left this season and went to the Giants?
No, never. I'd stop watching football.
Why? Because your Eagles wouldn't be good anymore?
No, they'd be terrible. Everything evolves around him. If he were to get... no, I'm not going to say it. I won't even say it. They need him.
All right. let's move into the game of the week. Mm-hmm. It seems like now the Lions have been replaced by the Saints.
It's true. You're right.
It is the Panthers versus the Saints.
Big game. NFC South matchup.
That is going to be so good. Mm-hmm. Man, and they're playing in New Orleans too. Both teams 8-3. Who would have thought that would happen?
I know, because the Panthers a couple weeks ago, I think they were like 4-3, right? I think they're on a roll. And also with us both thinking the Falcons are going to lose, whoever wins this game is really going to be in the driver's seat for the NFC South.
Exactly. The Saints, Drew Brees is playing like he's a rookie.
Yeah.
Like, jeez, what is up with him? Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Man, he's playing like he's in his 20s.
What's your prediction for the game?
Only because they are playing at home. I've got the Saints winning this game, and I think they're going to win by a touchdown.
Okay. Yeah, I think a couple things are leaning me that way, too, towards the Saints. One, last week, the Saints had a pretty ugly loss, right? So I think they're looking for a bounce back.
It wasn't ugly. It was a back-and-forth game. It was so good.
Yeah, but weren't they down by a couple touchdowns at one point?
They were, but then they were bouncing back.
Yeah.
And they ran out of time.
I'm expecting them to kind of like bounce back from that loss. It's home, like you said. And the Panthers last weekend, I mean, they beat the Jets, but they could have easily lost to the Jets. They had a punt return for a touchdown, an interception for a touchdown. Cam had an off game. So I don't think the Panthers are as good as the Saints. And the Saints are playing at home. So I'm going to take the Saints as well. I'm going to say by a touchdown.
Okay. Yeah, all three games were the same, but in UFC, we are two different.
Yep. Happens sometimes. Sometimes, like minds, we think alike on our picks, but we'll see.
Come on, Gaethje, Niganda, and Holloway. Let's go.
All right. Wrapping it up?
Yep, that's it for this week.
All right. We'll be back soon because we'll be back early next week.
That's right.
So, this is going up tonight, and, take a look early next week for our week episode 13.
That's right. Have a great weekend.
Enjoy your weekend.